It was the announcement that student lobby groups had been anxiously awaiting, literally, for years. The new funding plan for post-secondary education was unveiled at Queen's Park on March 29th. The government decided to extend the current framework for 2 more years, allowing tuition fees to continue to rise up to 5% per year.
Listen, we've had one of the toughest periods. We brought in a budget which contains some tough news, and in it we found more money for post-secondary education to support the institutions. We've also brought forward a package which limits tuition increases and greatly enhances student support. I think there's a great news story for students in the province of Ontario. We've seen 120,000 come into the system. We're going to see 20,000 more come in this fall.
Opposition leaders didn't hesitate to take the opportunity to blame the government for the struggles some students are facing.
So there might be a little bit of, a small few crumbs, but the reality is tuition fees are still going to increase. Our students are still going to be paying the highest tuition fees in the entire country, and we're still going to be funded at the lowest rate per capita of any province in Canada. And so I don't think this is any announcement whatsoever to be celebrating. I think students are still left with the short end of the stick.
I know a lot of students right now are struggling to make ends meet. They're piling up significant debts. They're worried about how they're going to pay for them. And you'd hope that at the end of the day there'd be some good jobs out there to help move into the workforce and help to pay down those growing bills. But sadly, Dalton McGuinty is failing on both levels. Tuition and costs are increasing, debt is increasing, and he's failed to provide good jobs for Ontario students.
But it wasn't all bad news. In fact, the announcement came with a few surprises for students receiving assistance. The government will create 1,000 new scholarships for graduate students. They'll pay the interest on loans in the first 6 months after a student leaves school. They'll increase the maximum amount of Osap students can receive, and they'll forgive any outstanding debts after 15 years. The announcement earmarks $310 million to create 20,000 more spaces in colleges and universities. It also allows students on Osap who are working part-time to earn more money without it affecting their loan. Still, despite some of the improvements, one student group says the McGuinty Liberals haven't gone far enough.
Post-secondary education is a really smart investment. It pays off in the long term, and they didn't increase, health premiums by 5%. They didn't increase other user fees. No one's paying to use roads at this 25 to 36% increase over the last 4 years, which is what students have faced. And so it's unfortunate that they've seen students as a way to try to get them out of the deficit situation. And I think that if they were to prioritize it, we wouldn't be in this situation.
York issued a statement applauding the government's announcement. York President Mamdouh Shukri said he looks forward to accommodating more students on campus in order to meet the demands of the economy of the future. How the increase will affect York's enrollment numbers remains to be seen. In Toronto, Scott McLean, Excalibur.